and DOI emerge? Why did it emerge? We, like Edward Francis Small, became exposed to universal knowledge. How states operate, how constitutions are built, how economies are built, what is the basis of ensuring that people live in liberty and prosperity. We turn and look back and saw a society in shambles. People in the rural areas living in huts, no roads, no hospitals, no schools, too scarce to help uplift the population. We saw people living in poverty, having been born in poverty, growing in poverty, aging in poverty, and dying in poverty. We ask ourselves the question, do we belong to these people? Is this the Africa that people fought for to be liberated? That people died for to be liberated? That people were imprisoned for to be liberated? Tortured for to be liberated? Is that the Africa? Our answer was, our education was meaningless unless we transform that education into a tool of liberation, of eradicating the poverty of our people and tyrannical subjugation. We saw that we need to establish a political party whose fundamental aim would be to eradicate poverty and tyranny. That's why DOI came into being. 1994, a coup d'etat. And we ask ourselves the question, when people own a society, could you impose your will, or should you impose your will on them? How would you feel to wake up in the morning? Somebody comes to your home, wake you up, and say that now I'm the head of the family. We say the nation is the same. We own it collectively. No one has a right to rule over us. We determine who lead us based on our consent. That is what the republic is all about. That's why we said the coup makers were mistaken by assuming the reins of the state. You can remove one public trustee, but then go back to the people and empower them so that they will be able to select another public trustee. But to force yourself to become the public trustee itself through the barrel of the gun means that you cannot in any way be scrutinized, criticized, restrained, or removed when the people desire. That was an abrogation of the principle of the sovereignty of the people. That is why we did not concede to that change. We pushed them so that we can move back to a system where, no matter how crude, the people will determine their manner of government. And that is why in 1996, elections to the office of president was held again. And a constitution was drafted to guide any new process in managing the affairs of the state. Many people question that DOI, which emerged in 1986, educating the citizenry to understand that power belongs to them, to understand the resources of the country belongs to them. Why is it that in 1996, after going through all the struggles in pushing the country to move towards the restoration of the Republic, DOI did not find itself at the helm? Many people continue to beg the question, should DOI not reinvent itself? Shouldn't it change its politics? How will it get to power? We are sure that may exercise the minds of some people here. That is why today we invited everybody who could be critical about our policies. The business community, the media, the university professors, the best critics that you read about. We've invited everybody here. We did not go and mobilize just our supporters and come and fill a hall. Because this is not a showcase of popularity. We are putting ourselves under scrutiny for us to be subjected to criticism, so that we answer back and begin a new process. That's why we are here. For DOI, we learned from the very beginning that no opposition party has ever removed a ruling party from office in this country. So to us, that was the wrong way. No opposition party had ever removed a ruling party from office through the ballot box. What was wrong? What we discovered to be wrong is that political parties were based on patronage. And the ruling party will always have more wealth than an opposition party. So patronage alone will never lead an opposition party to remove a ruling party from office. You can just patronize more and get bigger until you reach your size and you deflate. We discovered that that was not the way to come to the helm, especially when our fundamental objective was to eradicate poverty and tyranny. What was the way? Before 1996, we saw the need to educate so that the sovereign Gambian will know that power belongs to him or her. That as long as there is that mental chain, he or she will not be